This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Welcome to another episode of Random Ish with Sanja. How you living? How you living? All is well. All is coming together. It is always working out for me. How about that? That's what we're really supposed to be saying. It's always working out for me. Yes. Some people think that's a little bit selfish, but I mean, really, how else do you see? You only see through your own eyes, right? You only see through self-perspective to an extent. Let's not get crazy, okay? Let's not get crazy, all right? You're not the only person in the world, so, you do still have to get along with others. Play nicely. Remember the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. I try to always remember that. Something I always try to remember. Think of a topic. Write things down. Yeah. I've got a list going on. Very proud of myself. I'm checking my list, making it twice and all of that good stuff. It's kind of ridiculous to me to see how much I feel like a rubber band that got pulled back. You know what I mean? Like as you hear any good preacher will tell you, right? The slingshot as you're going through the detention, as you are going through it, God, universe is pulling you back and setting you up. And when that time comes, bing, you're just going to shoot forward like the mighty arrow. Bing. Okay, that's enough. That's the wrap of that podcast. Yeah. Because listen, I was wondering to myself, what should we talk about this week? I've got a nice little clipboard full of ideas and, something that I've been wanting to talk about. I wrote it in my book and I'm just kind of like, I'm more of if you're drawn to it, then, you can have the information versus like just freely. Actually, I used to always freely give it away and then I learned to stop doing that. So since this is something you do have to click play to listen to, if the title freaks you out, then you won't click and play, right? But if you're listening, then, something in you is right along the lines of crazy with me. Let's go down the rabbit hole. I was wondering, what should I be talking about? I want to talk about manifest beauty, but how do I do this in a nice 15-minute? Because law is one of my favorite topics. I can literally go on for hours, and gotta love it. Ask and you shall receive, Sanja. Got a nice prime example today on how to explain. My book also, I think, explains it pretty well too, right? Here's the thing. I read a lot of information and a lot of different people's interpretations and on law of attraction, which are great, but they're often very wordy. And I feel like people are either A, trying to over-explain because they really want you to get it, or B, they just want to sound really good, or C, it's very theoretical. It's not practical. You know what I'm saying? It's be positive and, blah, 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 blah. But when you're in the middle of it, you're like, how the hell am I supposed to be positive? Like, what? I'm supposed to think about rainbows and, you know what I mean? So let me just give you the example of what happened today because like I said, I feel like today when I asked what should I talk about and this just happened, So I needed to get an oil change. Yeah. Big world changing stuff right there, right? Yeah, no. So I needed to go get an oil change and I went to, sometimes I go to, but earlier in my conversation with myself in my chest, where do I want to go? I was going to go, but I felt like, I don't really want to go there. Even though it's quick, it's convenient, don't really want to go there. The energy felt like, let's go to, I need lotion. Okay. So I get in there. Nobody is in any of the bays. I pull up. There's like 2 empty bays, right? I pull up. I see all the workers outside. And I'm like, hey, should I pull in? And he's like, no, bring the car to the back. And so now here's the thing, right? For 1 second, I was like, motherfucker, can't just let me pull in, right? But then I said, no, Sanja, you don't know. Maybe it's for a reason. I don't know, whatever. So I pulled back, right? Because I was kind of expecting them to tell me that, but I was, I tried to pull it forward. As I pulled back, I sat there in my car for a second, got distracted myself, got on the phone. And then as I was sitting there for a moment, I then noticed some other cars pull up. So I was like, you know what? Get it together, girlfriend. Go inside before somebody else gets in front of you, right? So as I started walking in, I noticed that the other gentleman had also got out of the car and was trying to be, in a hurry too. So I pull up, get to the counter. As we get there, there's two people in front of me. One lady who is waiting for something, a return, blah, blah, something crazy. Right. Another lady who's waiting to get some tire stuff done. So the lady who is like, there obviously was a problem. And the lady who was at the counter was, a little irritated, I shall say. But they were kind of like, let's help the next person. Right. So then they help the lady with the tires. It's like, okay. But as this is happening, they're kind of like, they keep walking around and walking to different areas. It's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a speedy thing. It was like, ask a question and then go walk over there and then come back. So the guy who was behind me kind of looks at me and, and I look at him or whatever and just, whatever, keep it moving, right? So then the lady gets helped with the tire issue. She gets told whatever. So then after that lady gets helped, another legit 5 minutes pass by as all of the workers are like scrambling around trying to help the first lady. The other workers, I don't know what they were doing. So what happens is the guy... The guy and I look at each other. After a couple of minutes, we look at each other and, I give him a smile, whatever, and he starts laughing, right? So then after the 5 minutes pass, then he says, you know what? He goes, man, I am just learning something today. He said, and I said, what? And he said, you are just being so patient and you're just being happy. Because I was sitting there and even though they were taking forever and I was like, what are they doing? But at the same time, I kind of wasn't. I was just like in my head, sing-songing to myself, just not paying attention to any of that and just kind of just being like, what are they doing? I was curious as to what was going on and blah, 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 right? So anyway, the guy said, I went to jail for for being impatient. He was like, I was in the courthouse and there was a line and I was waiting. And, I was like, what the fuck? Hurry up. Why the fuck? Yo. The court officer, whatever, told me, keep it down, sir. And then he was like, and then I told him, shut the fuck up. Go get a real job. I'm out here. I only have a couple of minutes to go get this done. And I was like, I looked at him and I said, dude, I said, you can't be doing that. I said, man. He was like, I see, because what's so funny is as soon as after he was saying all that, then the lady came over and she started helping me out. And he was like, I see. And I was like, dude, you got to like meditate or something. Like, take a couple minutes in the morning time, just meditate. I was like, because it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? You never really know what is going on. And it's just not that serious. I said, see, you and your old temper got yourself put in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is just not that worth it. Right. And he was like, all right now, sis, you have a good day, blah, blah, blah. Give them my keys or whatever, whatnot. And I walk off to, so as I'm walking around, I go and I'm, looking for stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to spend money. I'm just going to get the lotion because it is. You go in there for one thing, you come out with like 50 million things. Yeah. Wasn't trying to do that today. However, as I was walking around, then I was like, oh, you know what? I did want to plant. So I walked over to the garden center, was out there and I was looking for something. And I ended up getting a nice little plant. The guy, for some reason, whatever, I appreciate it, didn't ask him to, but gives it to me at a lower price because they're getting ready for the new stuff. So he gives me this gorgeous plant at a lower price. And I was like, shut the front door. And so then I ended up getting this great plant with the soil for just like next to nothing. I go back outside to go get my car, you know what I'm saying? And as I'm done, everything is perfect. The car is ready, blah, 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 blah. I spent some change, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like Cardi B. We gonna make that shit back. You know what I mean? But that is how the laws of attraction work in physical, there was an opportunity that I could have got to accept. Oh, and if I'm really truthful, let me back it up. My neighbor, okay, the ex-roommate, which is now my neighbor, left trash on the back of the porch first thing this morning when I saw it. And I was like, ooh, bitch, you could get upset. I'm going to try not to. And it did take me a while. It took me like a good 30 minutes for me to get it out of my mind. And I just brought it back into my mind just now. But I'm just saying, I did do my best and said to myself, I'm going to do whatever it takes to feel good. That's the point. I'm going to reach for feeling good. So even when things are happening, you can always reach for something that feels better. You ain't got to get all skyrocket happy and shit. You know what I mean? But you can reach for the best feeling thought. When somebody acting crazy, you could try to think of it from their point of view. That usually helps. That's what I always try to do, is try to see it from another person's point of view. Whether I agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. another person's truth is their truth. You know what I mean? And once you start realizing that they have their truth, you got your truth, it really helps to ease a lot of crazy ass tension. And when you really start to understand how the laws of attraction are working in our everyday, day-to-day moments, then you can start having a lot of fun. So anyway, if you'd like to learn more, okay, from this chick, okay, because there's lots of stuff out there that you could read, lots of wordy stuff, okay, wrote a short book. Listen, we've got some errors. I'm adding to the book and correcting the little bits of errors that are left in the book. But it's Manifest Beauty. It's available on Amazon. Super, super easy. You're more than what you think, and you are what you think. I know it sounds cliche, but it really, really is true. So you know what? There you go. Ask and you shall receive. What the heck? Go and manifest your beauty. What I mean by that is find out what you're passionate about and then follow it. It's like a trail. And it's not something that you like. It's not getting to the destination real quick, man. Enjoy the journey along the way. It's so fucking fun. Still on my journey. Can't wait to see what the next stop is. Manifest beauty. Manifest your beauty. Back in 2 and 2. Hold on tight just 1 second. Hey there, welcome back to Random-ish with Sanja. All right, so I wanted to read a little excerpt from my book, Manifest Beauty. I kind of gave you some examples on how the synchronicities and how the energy flow works in real life. And trust and believe that today of all days, like I really need a nice reminder of what is going on, because no matter how good you get at this, every day is a brand new day. You wake up, momentum from before carries over, and you still got to choose. So it is literally every day, no matter how much you know, no matter how long you've been doing this, it's an everyday process. Otherwise, to become a super, super master at it means that you're kind of not here. Anyway, this chapter is called IRL, in real life. I've studied all my life to find out what I've read. A lot of it is just theories of what may have happened or could happen. I want practical knowledge that I can implement now, regardless of nationality or amount of money I currently have. Sanja. That's my little forward. Anyway. Although we are all manifesting all day, every day, most are doing it by default or accident. Hashtag goal do it with purpose. Your imagination and visualization are not how you deliberately manifest. Spoiler alert. Your imagination and visualization are not the way that deliberate manifestations are created. Neither are saying positive affirmations to yourself out loud or to other people. They are needed, but it's just like having the marshmallow and the graham cracker with no chocolate and fire. S'mores, my friends. If you haven't had one, then put this down and proceed to the nearest store. You're welcome. You need a combination of ingredients, but how you add the combination makes a difference in the taste, texture, and results. If you can feel it, then it's already created. Feelings are the way that we allow. You must feel its vibrational range. Now, let me be again clear. I already hear you saying, okay, Sanja, I feel like I have $1 million. Where is it? Well, there is a time delay or gestation, so to speak. And again, with the scriptures, really, guys, the scriptures are full of just gold, pure gold, and a lot of, the universe/God will not be mocked. You can say it with your mouth and your mind that you believe, but if you have no love, that's the scripture, or feeling, aka electricity, it's not going to happen. There are times which what you want does come but doesn't stay because you didn't fully line up with what you asked for. And to be fair, there are instances where it doesn't happen because it wasn't really what you want, and what you want is in another place. When that is the case, there is always evidence that that is the case. The feeling that I speak of involves much, but is very simple. Feeling good is the start, aligning with your source is another, checking your own beliefs, which are just things that you have thought of and life has proven to you that these thoughts are very valid. Checks those beliefs for contradictions to what you desire, and most important, learn how to free feel. What I mean by that is freely feel how you intend to feel without reason. Just 'cause is free feel. People refer to what I ascribe to as free feel to unconditional love. The thing for me about the phrase unconditional love is it leaves me feeling with the feeling of being a doormat or accepting disrespectful behavior. And that is just one page from the book Manifest Beauty. It is all about stories from my real life and things that I've noticed. And again, it does not mean that I'm some master manifester and my life is all perfect and I've already brought myself $1 million and all of that good stuff. No, honey, I am going through it just as much as you are. I have at least turned my life around because trust a sister was headed for destruction. We've at least turned life around and are living in a much better space. But I too have a long way to go. And I just love being able to share the journey with others who are also on the journey. So check out the book, Manifest Beauty. It also has exercises in there. I'm still studying other things, other ways of getting this manifesting done. And I got to tell you, even though I'm seeing all of these other different ways and techniques that you can use, the simple is the simple. And it is what it is. Manifest Beauty, available on Amazon. And oh my God, it's on Walmart.com too. Thanks for listening, hanging out with the chick. You enjoy yourself. Do your damn thing. And remember, we got to take a woosah. And it is always working out for us.
This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?